Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Ako nga po si Mike G. Marino, ang natasang magtalakay patungkol sa Lesson 8.2, Education 4.0 and the School Curriculum. Ano nga ba ang Education 4.0 and the School Curriculum? So, Education 4.0 is basically about modernizing the way students learn and what they learn. Parang update siya sa education system para maging handa ang mga estudyante sa digital world natin ngayon. Unlike before na puro memorization lang ng facts sa textbook, ngayon mas focus na tayo sa mga skill like critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration. Kasama rin dito ang paggamit ng mga technology like computers, online tools, at kahit artificial intelligence sa mga lessons araw-araw. Ibig sabihin, binabago na ang mga school curriculum para mas maging flexible at problem solver ang mga estudyante at para maging handa sila sa mga trabaho sa future. Industrial Revolution 4.0 and Education 4.0. So, the world of work today is going through a big change na tinatawag na 4 Industrial Revolution o IR 4.0. Ito yung panahon kung saan smart technology na ginagamit. Ibig sabihin, nagtutulungan na ang mga machines, artificial intelligence, at internet para mas mapabilis at mapaayos ang mga gawain. Dahil dito, kailangan din nating magbago ng paraan ng pagkatuto at yan ang tinatawag na Education 4.0. Ibig sabihin, nag-a-adjust na rin ang mga schools, hindi na lang puro memorization, kundi mas binibigyan din ng problem solving, creativity, at paggamit ng teknolohiya sa classroom. Sa madaling sabi, ang Education 4.0 ay parang upgrade ng ating education system para maging handa ang mga estudyante sa high-tech job at sa bagong mundo ng RI 4.0. An industrial revolution is a time of big change, kung saan may mga bagong teknolohiya at ideya na nagbabago sa paraan ng pamumuhay at pagtatrabaho ng mga tao. First Industrial Revolution or IR 1.0. Nagsimula ito nung ginamit ng mga tao ang steam engine para patakbuhin ang mga makina. Dahil dito, naging mas mabilis at mas madali ang paggawa ng mga produkto kumpara sa manumanong paraan. Second Industrial Revolution or IR 2.0. Ang sumunod na malaking pagbabago ay nangyari noong nagsimula ng gamitin ang mga kuryente. Dito nabuo ang mga assembly line na nagbibigay daan sa mass production o paggawa ng maraming produkto sa mga malalaking pabrika. The Third Industrial Revolution or IR 3.0. Tinatawag din itong Digital Revolution. Nagsimula ito nang may bento ang computers at internet. Dahil dito, nagsimula ang pagbabago mula sa pisikal na trabaho papunta sa information management at automation. The Fourth Industrial Revolution, IR 4.0. Ito naman ang kasalukuyang panahon natin ngayon. Nakabase ito sa connectivity kung saan pinagsasama ang physical at digital world gamit ang smart technologies tulad ng artificial intelligence, robotics, at Internet of Things. Sa IR 4.0, kaya nang mag-communicate at magdesisyon ang mga machines ng mag-isa. Sa kabuuan, bawat industrial revolution ay nagdala ng malaking pagbabago sa paraan ng pamumuhay, pagtatrabaho at pag-aaral ng tao. At ngayon, nasa gitna tayo ng IR 4.0 kung saan teknolohiya na ang pangunahing pwersa ng pag-unlad. New technologies trigger profound change in the economic and social structure, according to Klaus Schwab. Means this is important praise tell us that power new technology do much more than just introduce new gadget or tools. When a technology is significant enough, it causes deep and lasting shift in the very foundation of our society. This means it changed our economic structure, altering how we create wealth, the types of jobs that are available, and how businesses operate. At the same time, it transformed our social structures, changing how people communicate, form relationship, learn, and spend their time. In essence, a major technological breakthrough doesn't just add something to our world, it has the power to reshape our entire way of life, from how we earn a living to how we interact with each other. The need for education 4.0. Ano nga ba ang kailangan ng education 4.0? First, 80% of past skills can now be performed by machines. What it means, machines, robots, and computers can now do most routine tasks that people used to do in all jobs. Skills like basic calculation, assembling line works, or data sorting are now automated. Second, 65% of children in 2018 will work in jobs not yet invented. The job market is changing very fast. Most children in school today will grow up to have careers that do not even exist right now. We cannot only train them for today's jobs, we must prepare them for a unknown future. Third, 49% of current jobs have potential for automation. Nearly half of the jobs that people do today could be done by technology in the near future. This means many workers will need to learn new skills to stay employed. School must teach creativity, adaptability, empathy, and problem solving. What it means? This is the solution to the problem above. Since machine can do routine tasks, school should now focus on human skill that machine are not good at. First is creativity, thinking of new ideas and solutions. Second is adaptability, being able to learn new things and adjust to change quickly. Empathy, understanding and caring about other people's feelings, which crucial for the teamwork and leadership. Problem solving, figuring out how to fix complex issues. Here the 10 skills for success, WEF. First, complex problem solving. This is the ability to figure out difficult and complicated problems. These problems often have no easy answer and require you think through many different steps and possibilities to find a good solution. Number 2, critical thinking. This means not believing everything you heard or read right away. Instead, you use logic and reasoning to carefully analyze information, ask questions, and decide what is truly accurate and sensible. Third, creativity. This is the skill of thinking of new, original ideas and solutions. It's about using your imagination to see things in a different way and to create something that didn't exist before. Number 4, people manage. This involves knowing how to lead, motivate, and guide a team of people. It means helping others to do their best work, supporting their growth, and organizing their efforts to achieve a common goal. Number 5, coordinating with others. This is the ability to work well with other people. It focuses on teamwork, clear communication, and cooperation to ensure that everyone is working together effectively and efficiently. Number 6, emotional intelligence. This is the skill of understanding your own emotion and the emotion of people around you. It helps you to manage your feelings, show empathy, and build strong, positive relationship. Number 7, judgment and decision making. This is ability to make good and timely choices. It involves looking at all the available information, considering the possible outcomes, and then selecting the best course of action. Number 8 is service orientation. This means actively looking for a way to help and support others, whether it is a customer or a co-worker. This skill is about anticipating their needs and wanting to be a genuine service. Number 9 is negotiation. This is the ability to discuss different wants and needs with other people to reach a fair agreement that satisfies everyone involved. It's about finding a middle ground and making a deal. Last is cognitive flexibility. This is the skill of easily switching your thinking from one idea or task to another. It means being able to adapt to new information and change your plans when necessary without getting stuck in one way of thinking. Let's proceed to curriculum focus. Number 1, combine teach skills with people skills. This means we should teach students how to use technology but also how to be human. For example, they might learn to code but also learn how to work in a team to make an app that helps people. It's about using tools like computers and software to solve problems while also learning skills like communication, empathy, and leadership. We want to create people who are good with technology and good with others. Number 2, teach students how to think, create, and adapt. The goal is not just to fill students with facts. It is to teach them how to learn and solve problems. We want them to be able to look at information, understand it, and make smart decisions. Analytical. We want them to imagine new ideas and solutions. Creative. Most important, we want them to be flexible and handle new situations without fear, learning from their mistakes. Adaptive. The world changes fast and they need to be ready for anything. Number 3, build the 10K skill for the modern world into every courses. The future of work needs specific skill like complex problem solving, critical thinking, and managing people. These points say that we must directly include these 10 important skills in our lessons and assign instead of hoping students pick them up. We will design activity that specifically teach and test these skills. For example, a project might be graded in both the technical answer and the students' creativity and teamwork. Number 4, create a lab for learning and new ideas. This is the biggest goal. We want students to leave school wanting to keep learning for their whole lives. We want them to be curious and know how to find new information on their own. At the same time, we want to encourage them to be innovators, to use their knowledge to create new things, improve old ways, and now be afraid to try something new. School isn't the end of learning, it's just the beginning. Let's proceed to teaching approach. Learning centered and technology integrated. The classroom focuses on the students, not just the teacher. Students are active and make choices about their learning technology like apps, videos, and online research. It's used as a normal tools to help them explore, create, and understand topic. Sunod is problem-based learning. Learning starts with a real, messy problem. There's no easy answer. Students work to understand the problem and figure out a solution. Along the way, they learn the necessary fact and skill. It teaches them how to think, not what to think. Sunod is project-based learning. Students work on a complex project over a long period. They end up by creating a tangible product like a presentation, a model, or a website. This process teaches them how to plan, research, collaborate, and apply their knowledge to make something real. Sunod is service learning or community immersion. Students learn by doing service work in their community. For example, they might use math skill to help a charity with and its budget. This connects school lesson to real life needs. It makes learning more meaningful and teach students about helping others. Sunod is internship, job showing. Students learn about a career by doing it. And an internship, they work in a real company for a period of time to gain experience. In job showing, they follow a professor for a day or a week to see what their job is like. This gives them a true taste of the working world. Last, collaborative and reflective teaching. Collaborative means students work together in team. They share ideas and help each other learn, just like in a real job. Reflective means students are encouraged to stop and think about what they learn and how they learn it. This helps them understand their own strength and how to improve it. Hanggang dito na lang po ang aking pag-uulat at ako po ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong pakikinig.